Have you ever tried to work out a proper work-life balance? Most people have. Most people struggle with it. Jeff Bezos actually has some pretty good advice towards it, I would say. I'm Coach Colin, coolest high performance coach in the world. And if you want the absolute best insights to the podcasts and videos you love, hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it. Mr. Jeff Bezos, he has something to say about work-life balance. He actually says, as you can see here, it's a debilitating phrase. The billionaire says that it's actually work-life balance. It's actually a circle. He said, the reality is if I'm happy at home, that I have a tremendous energy in the office. I get so nervous when I have to read in front of you guys. You have no idea. It's like school all over again. Jeff Bezos says he doesn't like the phrase work-life balance and has said in the past that work and life are actually a circle. The Amazon founder in 2018, blah, 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 tries to tell his young and senior employees about work-life harmony and that it's not a balance. I get asked about work-life balance all the time, Jeff Bezos told Axel Springer. It's a dangerous name, CEO of whatever that says. And my view is that it's a debilitating phrase because it implies there's a strict trade-off. That's very true. He said the reality is if he's happy at home, he has a tremendous energy when he goes into the office. And if he's happy at work, he said he comes home with that same energy. Very true. It's actually a circle. It's not a balance. The so-called CEO made these remarks 2021, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's see here. It's the sixth richest person. Sixth? What? Who's richer than him? Just Elon, I thought. I thought Elon, Bill Gates. That's it. Breakfast this morning. Oh. He said he has made time for breakfast every morning with his family. He doesn't set his alarm before going to bed. Schedules surprisingly few meetings, and sets aside a few minutes every day to wash his own clothes. Yeah, I like that. He just shuts down the robots. He shuts down the robot slaves, and he says, you know what? I'm going to wash my own clothes today. I want to feel like one of the peoples. So I'm going to do my own clothes today. Can you imagine that when he says that he does that, he's actually just like just cleaning $1,000 dress shirt, just like he's an Irish woman from the 1700s, you know? He just kind of, but man, I really do think that he's right. And I was talking about this the other day. Now, I wasn't talking about work-life balance and it being a circle, but I was talking about the fact that when you are happy with the meaningful parts of your life, you do go into work, whatever your job is. And it's more than likely not the dream job of your life, but whatever that job is, you go into it a lot happier because no matter what's happening in this job, that you have so much meaning and good going on at home. And then when you come home, you're still genuinely happy because you're happy to come home. And then from there, like it is kind of like a circle because then from there, you're happy at home. You're going to stay happy at home. Tremendous energy, as he said. And then you bring that over to work. And then work doesn't seem that bad because you're so happy at home. And then and it just continuously goes that way. And the happier you are at home, the happier you're at work. The happier you are at work, the better quality of work you do, the better you are able to get along with everybody, and the better that you see every situation. Whereas if everything's shitty at home, like all the meaning, like you have no meaningful pursuits going on, you have no big, amazing goals that you're trying to pursue, your relationships aren't that great with your wife, your kids, whatever, what have you, family, friends, and maybe even addiction problems. And then you go to work sucks. Because it's like, man, I'm here doing this. I have to do this horrible thing. And then when I go home, I'm still going to be in horribleness. That's the type of circle that ends up bringing you into a downward spiral. Because work sucks and home sucks. But when work is okay, because work is work. It's like, you're in a factory, you're a mailman, you're a delivery guy. It's like it's not going to be the greatest job in the world. You know what I mean? You're trading your time for money, and that's always shit. What else can I say? But then all of a sudden, like when things are good and they get better at work, or they're okay at work, that's kind of a spiral that will take you upward. Like when things are bad, and I mean, obviously this is so general, everybody knows this, but when things are bad, you can end up in a downward spiral. When things are good, you're going to be in an upward trend. So he's kind of right. If you shouldn't think of it like a trade-off, and you shouldn't think of it like a balancing act, right? Because in trying to balance, there's always a bit too much chaos in your life. Because now you have the mindset that if things are going good at home, then work is going to suffer. And then all of a sudden it's like you run up the seesaw to go to work and make things good at work. And now all of a sudden things at home are suffering. And now you run back. You know what I mean? It's like something's always going to be bad. And that shouldn't be the mindset in your life. The mindset of life should be things are good at home and things are good at work. I'm happy when I'm home, which means I'm happy to go to work. It's like a guy who, for lack of better terms, it's like a guy who gets laid every night by his wife. He walks into work skipping and whistling, and somebody steps on his shoe and he goes, it's all right. They're just shoes. It's cool. Or even less crude example, a guy who loves his kids. And before he goes to work, his kids run up and they hug him and they say, I'm going to miss you, Daddy. And he kisses them all on the forehead, and then he leaves. And then he walks out of his house knowing that he has meaning and purpose, and that he's actually doing this so-called shitty job for a reason. I don't know. I think it is a circle. And I think we would be way better off to think of it as something circular, something reciprocal that feeds off of each other, rather than something that's if I do well in one, then I'm inherently doing bad in the other. I think that's just a shitty mindset. But anyway, that's Jeff Bezos giving us advice as he takes away all of the factory jobs and all of the driving jobs and whatever. You know about Jeff Bezos. All right, I'm out. Peace.